Welcome to my video on my channel, a new channel, Alphinator Plays. If you haven't already, subscribe and this is the video. Just fun. I play it every day. So I'm just going to show you around the game how it works, some tips, some tricks, and yeah, just so you get the gist of the game. So you'd open the game, and this is the first part you'd see. Like, you wouldn't see obviously $1.8 billion. You would see, like, I don't know, I think it's $2.50 per click at the start. So as you can see here, we've got 4.7k per click. That's the max you can get in this game, and to get that you have to get more money, and basically you pay off clicks. If we press here, you can see there's different credit card options. I've got the Black Deluxe version here. It's just my favourite. I have unlocked Diamond, but I just prefer the look of the Black Deluxe. Starting one is the base one obviously here, and to unlock each of them you need something called a fortune, which is your total earnings on the game. So if I go into my profile, you can see here my fortune is $13.5 billion. And then we've got some more specs here saying how I got that. So like $1.8 billion in my balance, $8.7 billion from businesses, and so on. And yeah, there's a lot about that. And then obviously the main part of the game is businesses. It's in the name, so that would make sense. These are all my businesses. I didn't create all these names myself. These are just like AI names that it creates itself. So to start a business, you press start a business. You've got loads to choose from here. Some more affordable ones like this one over here, the shop one, like $4,900. So some start quite cheap, and they go all the way up to like airlines, which is $13 billion, which I still can't afford. And then it would show up here your total income per hour, and it would show your businesses here. And ignore these notifications. What these are is if I want to open new outlets or expand the vault, in this case for the bank, you can do that by just paying, I think it's about, yeah, 71 million. Obviously you didn't start as that, it would obviously just gradually get up. This is where you'd open new outlets for something like, this is a factory, yeah, large factory over here. You'd open new outlets, and it says here 343,000 is needed to invest, so you'd pay that, and that would do that. And then there's another thing called business mergers, where you can mix businesses. So like, for example, a clothing brand here, you need stage 10 on a large chain of shops. A shipping company with intercity car, you need 2 of them, and 8 city cars. And then you need stage 20 on a small factory and $3 million, and then it'd show you can get a clothing brand, and it'd show the potential effect. You could earn up to $421,300 per hour. So that's like grouping businesses together, which is quite a new thing. And you've got other ones like space agency, holding company, hotel industry, blockchain platform. I won't go down all of this in this video, but I might show you in another video. And what else we got? So if you go up to the top right, where you can see it on my screen, it's called business slots. So that's where you would buy additional slots. So you see here where it says 10 out of 11. That's the amount of businesses I have 11 slots, but you can buy extra for more money. Say you have like a lot of businesses, you want to get another business, well, no worries, because you can buy more slots. And then if we go to this part, investing, we've got a stock portfolio. I don't have anything in the moment in my stock portfolio, but I did have some money. It's risky because I lost millions, but you can also gain millions because I've done that before. It shows like a stable income area here, and then growth potential. AD&D from personal like experience, I wouldn't recommend it. It says stable, but I've used it before, my friends used it, and it drops like in seconds. So it says stable, it's questionable. I wouldn't recommend it, but obviously for everyone it might be different, so I haven't had good luck with it though. And then if we go to the right, we've got real estate. I mean, ignore these big numbers. I know it says 20 million per hour. It would say 0 obviously if you just downloaded the game, but we've got a section here called real estate market, and you've got your properties. So if we look in the real estate market, you can see all these different places that are listed for a certain price. They go from like really cheap, I think like I paid, was it $26,000 for the first one, and they gradually go up all the way. If we keep going down really far, you can see there's loads of them. They keep going up in price into the millions, keep going all the way, they can get into the billions, which I'm in now. And the most expensive is $28 billion in Las Vegas. So drop a comment if you actually reach that. I doubt I'll be reaching that anytime soon, but let me know if you can. You can also see at the top here it says expensive first or cheap first. That's just a way to order it. Like say you've got billions of dollars and you want to just spend it all on expensive places, knock yourself out, but you would just press, when I get to the top, there we go, you press expensive first, which are the most expensive, and then cheap first, which are the cheapest first. Pretty basic that. And then if you go on my properties, these are all your properties that you own. Obviously you don't own these ones, but your properties will be shown here. You can also improve them. There's a part here called improvements. I've fully improved them all, so it's not going to show anything. There's also different ordering things up here. And then if we go into the last section of investing, which is cryptocurrency, which I'm doing fairly decent in. I've not got a lot in. I should probably put some more in. But how it works is you can go into coins, you can sell where you'd have, or you can buy more of them. You can buy different cryptocurrencies. There's like 1, 2, yeah, I'm not counting all of them, but probably about 20 in here. Obviously Bitcoin being like the most known one. Some of these you've probably not heard of, because some of like I've not even heard of, like XS and stuff. And also they are like non-copyright names, so it's not going to be like actually like, oh never mind, these ones are. There was a part where it's not like the actual names. I think if I go in here, yeah, like Renault for example is not actually spelled like that for the car brand, and the symbol isn't that. And if you look, that would be like Toyota, but it's Toyota and it's changed the symbol. But I'm guessing in the cryptocurrency it doesn't matter. But yeah, in the stock market it's like that. And then the last, well, second to last, I'll show you profile in a sec. Last kind of section is items, where you can basically just brag about your money, spend it all on like cars. I mean, this is my garage, I've only got one car. It's obviously, this one's also non-copyright because Bugatti isn't spelt like that, but that's just the non-copyright rules. There's other cars. I mean, there's a Honda Civic there if you want it. You can go all the way down again, right to the bottom, down to where the most expensive cars are. You can see like the colour changing of the rarity and that, and the expensiveness. So that's the one I've got there. That was $19 million, and the most expensive as of this time is $50 million for a Ferrari. And same, there's an aircraft. These are obviously a lot more expensive, ranging all the way up to $520 million for an Airbus 480 Prestige. And there's also a yacht section, which is even more expensive. The most expensive, costing $45 billion for this yacht called Garden, which you can also make even more expensive by pressing hire a team, premium, and now it's 65 billion, I mean, not 62, I meant 65 billion, 250 million. So yeah, a lot. But I'm sure many of you will be able to achieve that. And then this section over here is residence. So I haven't actually done anything in these, so I don't know a lot about it, but basically you can buy mansions, and the most expensive on it is 2.14 trillion. So very expensive. And then you've got these collections. So you've got coins, paintings, unique items, retro cars, jewels and stamps, insignia. So you can claim these after achieving different things. It doesn't show me all of them because I've not got that far. But for example, Monopoly, you have to have a total assets of over 500 trillion. So yeah, that's quite a lot. I've got Richman, which is just total fortune over 1 million, which you'll make pretty quick. And then if we go right here, we've got NFT, which is where you spend like your cryptocurrencies. So if I go in here, like it says 33,000 Ethereum, which is one of the one that we saw. I don't have that much, but you can buy these weird things. Don't ask me what they are, I have no idea. There's another one for TRB. These are a bit more expensive at 45 million TRB you need. And then if we go right to the bottom, there's something called islands. So these, like most things on this game, vary in price. So I've got all of these ones. I think it starts at like 23 million, I think, and then can range all the way up to 1 billion. So not too expensive for an island if you ask me. Well, obviously it's expensive. I'm not like stupid, I know that's expensive, but I mean, like, it's surprising you can buy a yacht more expensive to buy an island. Yeah, it's just crazy. And then I think that's everything on here, and I'll show you a bit. So I've got every single coin. It's like some old coins varying all the way up to like nearly 20 million. So these are fairly cheap compared. Now you're probably thinking they're not cheap, but just wait till I show you the unique items. Paintings, I haven't bothered with any of these yet. Start at about 1 million and vary all the way to 2.5 billion, which I can tell you if you ask in the comments what it is, but I don't want to spoil it on the video if no one wants to see it, but I will tell you in the comments, obviously not now. And then there's retro cars, which I also have all of them, which vary from 120 grand all the way to 40 million with Bugatti. And then there's stamps, which I have all of again, which start at 38,000 and end at 24.3 million. So they're also fairly cheap compared to what I'm going to show you soon. Then we've got jewels. I have all of these again. Cheapest being 10 mil, and the most expensive is 250 million. And then finally, the last and the most expensive unique items, and you've probably seen that pretty quick already, but these are ones I have. So Shakespeare's signature, which starts at 5 million, and then all of these other ones. And the most expensive thing in the game as of now is this, which is 1 gram of antimatter. I had to look that up myself, and it's 95 trillion. So good luck to anyone can get that, because I don't know anyone that's got that. So anyway, I think that's everything. Profile. So like I said, the fortune's there, and then if you look in the top right, you'll also see like a little circle with a wallet. So that was, as I was saying before, was like your insignia. So I've got the Richman insignia, and that would go there. And if you have multiple, it would like just be like a whole portfolio of them. So yeah, they would all be stored there. Showed you the fortune, and then there's like saying no more ads. You can like get rid of ads. I'll come back to taxes in a second. Forbes list. So this rates you compared to like some people in the world. So obviously it's not Elliot Musk, it's Elon Musk, but again, copyright reasons. So it would say where you are. This is when you get into the billions. I'm quite far, but I'm 144th with a fortune of $13.5 billion. So decent. It shows you statistics, so like your number of businesses, your real estate, so on. Open settings there, community stuff. And then I think the last one is taxes. So this is where like all your businesses have to pay tax. I mean, like in real life you pay tax, but just not 132 million's worth, I don't think, unless I've got billion. Or normally also on this clicking area it would show like pay, and I was like, watch an advert and get 30 seconds of like $30,000 per click, which you can do, but I would recommend using an auto clicker. I'll show you that in another video. Auto clickers are brilliant. And another tip which I have is turn off Wi-Fi, turn off data. It's because it's an offline game, and the only onlineness you need is for watching adverts. Just turn it off, because you get annoying adverts at the bottom, and every now and then it'll just come up with a random advert, and they just get really annoying because they're very long adverts as well. Like they start about 30 seconds and can range up to like 2 minutes adverts, which just gets annoying. So I would recommend turning off Wi-Fi and data. And another tip and trick, I mean, I've said get an auto clicker, I think that's a really good one. Another tip which I would recommend is, all this stuff looks very interesting, this collection, these cars, avoid it. That's what I'm going to say. That's at the start. If you play this for a while and you're comfortable getting this stuff, buy it, because like I did, I bought some stuff but not all stuff, because you have to be like quite responsible with this as well, because you need to pay for your businesses, and if you don't have businesses you won't get income, and if you don't get income you can't afford any of this. So my advice, just save up to put towards your businesses, and you could be earning 110 million an hour like me, and put towards investments. I know I said it can be risky, and it can. I'd be lying if I said it was easy, but I mean, look, at the start of this video this was on a high price and it's just dropped. I've lost 6 grand, but that's why it's good to put only a little bit of money in at the start. That way you can see kind of where that cryptocurrency is going, or your shares or anything. So yeah, invest in the stock market if you can. It's brilliant, and put a lot of money towards your businesses. Do something clicking, but like I said, get an auto clicker, they're brilliant, and avoid these items. So I think that's everything. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you learned something new, and let me know how you guys did in the game, and comment in the chat and tell me if you want to know what the last item was on that. Let me check, where was it? On the paintings. If you want to know what the last one is, just say in chat and I'll let you know. So thanks for watching, and peace.